Welcome to another episode of the Pat Down, and I'm here with Chris Spangalane, and I'm here with Dion Curry. Um, and I'm gonna tell y'all some personal information that I did not tell inside of the podcast. So I've been on Monjaro, right? Monjaro.
Okay, it's like Ozempic, like a weight loss type deal, yeah.
Yeah, and so I've been on it for about 2-3 months. And I go to the doctor today and I literally lost 13 pounds. I want to fucking go eat a burger. I'm like 3 months, nigga, and I lost 13 pounds. That ain't shit.
13 pounds is great, though. Congrats.
That's fucking horrible. I've seen people out here drying up like lemons. I expect to be Dion size after 3 months.
Did you do anything besides the shot?
I eat.
Okay.
Right.
13 pounds is great. Then you might make that commercial. If you don't change a motherfucking thing, we can get off 13.
That's hilarious.
But I said today, I'm going to start walking. Maybe I need to move a little bit more. I was so disappointed. He was like, well, you're down from I think it's 315 to 316 to 301. I was like, fuck you. Fuck you. But I noticed that my stomach got lighter. And then when I lay on the bed,
less cravings.
Oh, I don't eat. They just keep going up high. Like I've noticed that I don't make a big indention in my bed anymore.
My sleep number's changing.
Put that in the ad. We're running out of music, Pat. This is the intro.
Okay, all right. Well, stay tuned and you hear how I'm still fat. I guess I don't fucking know or how I'm trying to get Chris on Monjaro.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
We are good. How about yourself?
Yeah.
I literally just rushed home from rehearsing, season 5, and now I'm here. So
you had the best video. It was your kids and the TV kids together in a mashup on Instagram. I loved it. It was so cute.
That was so old. That thing went viral. I just did one with me and Junebug, that new Gorilla song, where they was like, fuck them. I don't know the new trends and shit. And that ended up going viral too. So I'm just trying to get people ready for season 5. Season 5 is fucking crazy. And I know I say that every year, but every year those writers, I go in the room and I tell a few stories. They be like, you got to go, bitch. They kick me out. And then when they start to make what's happening, it is crazy. So, season just today, this episode, I don't want to give anything away, but it has some dealing with something called Secret Service. And
what Garyana do?
And she actually wrote the episode. So this white guy come in and he plays Secret Service, but I don't think he ever watched the Miss Pat show. And he was in there hollering. He couldn't even fucking rehearse. And I was like, did you read the script? He said, I literally got the job 2 hours ago. And one of the characters in there is a little Hispanic boy. And every time I cuss, he fall out laughing. This is gonna be a rough one right here. But it's very funny. So we having fun, and I can't wait for y'all to see season 5 of the Miss Pat show, because it's coming, baby. It's coming.
Good.
This week was my last week I did with Martin Lawrence. I think I did 7 or 8 dates with him.
How were they?
It was good. It's by me headlining there, and I'm moving into theaters, thanks to my wonderful fans. It's kind of when you go out and they only tell you to do 15 minutes when you can do an hour 40. So you try to grab the 15 off the top, and just go, and you can't fall in love because it's not your show.
Right.
Even though you open it for somebody like Martin Lawrence, and just to see the crowd, how they react when they see him. And I always sit back and say, I'd be glad when them days come from me.
You've got to be a pretty confident comic to follow you. Like I saw Andrew Santino follow you at the Comedy Store, and it did not go well. It did not. And you killed the crowd so much that like Rogan was after him, and Rogan really didn't even recover from it because you told this joke about basically like you tell this long setup and it's funny, and then you reveal this thing that you were molested, and like the whole crowd goes, "Oh my god!" All the white people couldn't handle. Now, what's funny is the LA crowd. They were like, "That's terrible. Do you need a therapist?" And then in Indiana, they're like, "Ah!"
Because all those people have moves amongst themselves who get therapy all the fucking time. They need therapy for the homeless in LA. So you know it is what it is. He's gonna do what the fuck he's gonna do. But
So
I tell a lot of stories like that, and I like surprising people. Oh, and the baby got hit by a car, and it died.
so funny.
And the baby got hit by a car.
What's crazy about this podcast? Someone snapped me and said, "I'm introducing my friend to the Pat Down," and they were playing Illegal Knees. What I love about this podcast from 2019 and 2020 is that I didn't know really any of your stories. So I'm hearing them for the first time. The audience is hearing them for the first time. But in so many cases, you were hearing them for the first time, Miss Pat, because you were remembering all of this traumatic, horrible things. Like, yeah, and then my grandpa caught on fire in the mortuary. Like, what?
Well, you know what? You always think you got a story, and then you find somebody who can outstory you. Rotunda, she's my acting coach, and she's been with me since season 1. So I just keep her on, and she helps me with my lines and stuff. And I be thinking that I got some story, but the more I listen to her, I be like, God damn, I see why you got a therapist.
Oh yeah, her parents named her Rotunda. No offense, Rotunda, but what the fuck?
Jesus Christ. She's a very nice person.
Hold on, white.
Every girl wants to be known as Rotund.
Fuck you. You're not gonna sit here and talk about how we name our kid. It's a reason. She's tall, so maybe her mama wanted her to curl up in a circle.
Stand out.
I saw it was Junebug's birthday this week.
Oh yeah, Junebug got lit. So he goes to the Martin Lawrence show, right? He's nothing but a fucking alcoholic. So he goes to the Martin Lawrence show. The whole time he texts me, come get me. I'm like, you're not gonna stay and watch. But he missed me because he got there too late. And so he came when Martin came out. You know, like Junebug is not from Martin era, so he don't really know how much Martin means to the black community. It's like if I showed him Richard Pryor. Well, who is he? I don't know him. So he wasn't really interested in the show. So I go get him. I bring him backstage, and first thing he do is grab the alcohol in my room. And then I said, well, come on over here and meet Martin. And as I'm walking out the door with him to meet Martin, there's Chris Tucker. Hey, Miss Pat. And then we talking to Chris Tucker. Oh, he gets excited then. Smokey, I said, shut your stupid ass up. I gotta tell you what Mimi did. So Martin, Martin's sister, he based one of the characters off of Shanae.
Yeah.
Right. And Martin and his whole family look just alike. And I don't know why my beautician said this dumb shit, but Martin's sister came up to her and said, you look so pretty. And she turned around to me and Trenton and say, Shanae say I look good. I said, bitch, that lady's name is not Shanae.
Oh, hell no.
She said Shanae said I was pretty. I said, Mimi, that lady name ain't no motherfucking Shanae. She said, wasn't Shanae one of his sisters? That ain't Shanae, bitch. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. You're so pretty. Oh my God.
I said, don't you talk no more tonight, bitch. You gonna make me ain't gonna never be able to for this man no more.
That is funny.
Ooh, boy, the people, the audacity, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
You've said call Cassidy so much, you've got the words confused. Oh man. So did you watch Shamia over on your VO 103 co-host? She's on Housewives of Atlanta.
And she's killing it.
Yeah.
I heard she's the star. I haven't watched it yet because I've been so busy traveling and with this. I talked to her today. I told her congratulations. And I see that she's a star. I'm seeing all the clips. What do you think? She looks really good.
I haven't seen it either.
I have. Yeah,
I know it was taking place. I wanted to ask in case you wanted to say anything.
Yeah, baby. She got that Bentley. I'm like, well, that's a nice mommy car. I wouldn't carry no kids in that bitch, but it's a nice mommy car. She got 2 beautiful little girls. So congratulations to Shamil. And I called her today. I was like, I hear everybody talking about you. I can just see it coming down up and down my timeline and see what people talking about online.
Yeah, your social media. You've taken over for Joy Reid in your stories. I opened it up, and it's like MSNBC for 15 slides of Miss Pat's stories.
I know. I just keep pumping it out there because I want people to know what the fuck they're doing and what the fuck is going on. And you know, I share this podcast called Media Intake. Everything they post, I just share it.
Media's touch.
Media Touch, yeah. That's
Yeah, they just beat Rogan for like he's back on top as of today, but it was like a big story in the podcast world. All the trades were like he's beaten Joe Rogan, and Mel Robbins was like Media's Touch 1, Mel Robbins 2, and then 3 was Rogan. And then Elon came. Yeah. He was like, and apparently it's Colin Kaepernick's attorney and his 2 brothers started this. And they're like marketers and journalists and lawyers. And they like started this during the pandemic. And they also do like advertising for Democratic candidates too. So
I'm telling you, they came down my timeline and I didn't know who they was, but I'm a diehard Democrat and I'm all about the people. You know, I'm all about diversity. I'm a DEI. I just think, you know,
I mean, look, I'm here. She really believes in it, guys.
Yes, I do. And I you know, I don't like what's going on in the world. And when I found this podcast, I just started to tweet about it. And I mean not tweet because I don't really fuck with Twitter, but I just started to put it in my stories because I was like, hey, we should really pay these guys some attention. It's like real news happening really now. Everything that goes on in Congress, those guys report right then and there about it.
Yeah, their like social media team is crazy good.
Yes. So, you know, what's the name of the podcast?
Media's Touch.
Y'all should really go listen to them and check out their Instagram and stuff.
I heard of it.
Yes,
they're kind of clickbaity, but that's partly why they're so successful. But they have like I don't know, they must not sleep, but their social media,
anything and everything that happens, they have it first.
They
and they're not lying. They break it down. They tell you everything that's going on. They tell you everything they think about to go on. Everything.
I don't listen to the main podcast, but I have heard Legal AF.
The MeidasTouch.
Yeah, it's like MeidasTouch, but it's Media's Touch is how it's spelled.
Yes, the MeidasTouch. That's how it's pronounced. The MeidasTouch.
Yeah, MEIDAS Touch.
Yeah, that's Midas.
Oh,
Media is MED.
Oh,
I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
I always thought it was Media's Touch.
No, it's the
MeidasTouch podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was strolling and somebody said
Mel Robbins.
They beat Joe Rogan, and I was like, wow.
Mel Robbins.
Because right now she's 1, MeidasTouch is 2, Rogan's 3, and Blink is 4 on Apple Podcasts.
Who's number 1?
Mel Robbins.
Mel Robbins is that? Like a productivity person, but also like personal. Like she's basically every career white girl listens to Mel Robbins. My wife loves Mel Robbins. It's like you need to listen to Mel Robbins. She has a great edit on her podcast.
So yeah, those are the top 3. Blink is
like Blink.
Yeah, Heroin Secrets, Deadly Betrayal.
Oh, it's probably like some sort of storytelling thing.
And Rogan is still 3.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's just on Apple, so I don't know if you gotta
on Spotify. I looked on Spotify, and it's Rogan, and then and Midas.
What's the Google store for Android?
It's YouTube now, basically.
Oh, okay.
So Google basically got rid of Google Play and got rid of the Google Podcast app, and then now you just listen on YouTube, I guess.
Oh, I didn't
But
know
Apple put their podcast app on there. But yeah, that's why we get so many YouTube views now. It's from people listening on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, y'all keep listening. I'm not trying to be number one. We're just trying to stick around.
Yeah. It's a challenge. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't put me. I don't want to be political to be number one, but I will tell you my fucking belief over and over and over again.
It is pretty crazy that people thought they were voting for like a better economy, and then they got a totally different form of government. You got bamboozled.
How they didn't know is just. I'm like, man,
it's just a joke,
bro.
Dion.
You are tying the noose yourself
around white necks.
It's
like,
just crazy.
Bro, we was trying to tell
it's
you.
Very interesting seeing white people do so much protest, and it's not even being covered by the media.
Did you see those French women?
Oh man, French women love to take their tops off.
Man,
it's crazy.
They was just
I mean, they had all types of
and I was like, yeah, whatever they're saying,
whatever they're against, I'm for.
I was like, what the fuck? I was actually shocked that I was like, what are y'all? I couldn't even get past the titties. I was like, what made you so upset that you would take your fucking top off?
What would make you so mad that it'd make you take your top off? That's
not a goddamn thing to march in the street.
I thought you was gonna set fireworks off in it. You don't want to walk around naked with it.
I said fireworks off in it, but I ain't walking around no goddamn street with my titties out. My titties were way bigger than them. And I was looking, I was like, woo, you can do that shit when your titties don't go past your navel.
They don't know. They weren't even getting close to that either. This is a story. This happens like every 3 months. There's a protest in France where women take their tops off. It is every 3 months. I swear to God.
I wonder if they lose their jobs for that.
Oh, no, it's Paris. They're always naked over there.
Oh.
And no deodorant.
Yeah, like that girl that called in, the French girl last week. She's probably topless when she
left a voicemail.
She was like, oh, yeah, my titties.
You should take your top off, Chris.
All right.
He's not.
I'm not going to do that.
Don't do that.
For Black Lives Matters.
I'm going to put a square in my Instagram.
I'll be all lives matter if you keep your shirt on.
Did you either of you protest Amazon and Walmart?
I am. Yes, I am. Are you?
No, I bought extra for you.
I've been protesting them.
Why?
I just don't fuck with Amazon at all.
No, but did you guys do the boycott? There was a boycott on February 28th.
Yeah,
I did do that. I did do that for that was buy nothing. I didn't buy anything that day.
Okay.
And now I'm protesting Amazon. I'm a avid person. Before I buy anything from you bastards, I would try diligent. Is that the right word?
Diligent. There's literally an
due diligence.
There's an Amazon package at your house every episode of this podcast. Like every episode. This is a huge
I have not ordered a goddamn thing. And anything that I want, I look for the people who make it direct. I would rather pay more than to keep giving these low down, dirty ass billionaires my fucking money. And I might have to. Like I had to buy a lot of shit to get ready for the populace through through Amazon. But I'm not gonna keep giving you my money. Not when you make all of this money and they're stealing all of our fucking money.
Literally killing us. They're cutting off your grandfather's social security. They're killing
no medication. We're not gonna be able to get food here. I don't know why y'all not getting ready for the Apple-popolis or whatever the fuck it's called that's coming.
I wonder what you were saying. So, you were ordering things for the Amazon apocalypse.
I'm getting ready for the apocalypse. Yeah, yes. That's what I'm getting ready for. I got tissue, I got soap, I got food.
They're deporting a green card holding
No, they're not. They're trying. The judge just blocked it. You talking about the Palestinian man?
Yeah, for free speech.
No, you're not
Yeah,
allowed to talk about Israel anymore. We passed the law.
Yeah,
Remember?
no, they didn't even pass the law. It's just he doesn't like it, so they're deporting him. And then
they're not deporting him. The judge just blocked it today. Go and look at MeidasTouch. They just said it. Yes, they just said it. That's who I get my news from. The judge blocked it. First of all, how can you deport somebody who was born here in the fucking America? You can't deport a fucking American because he's another race. That's like you telling us, oh, you're African American, you need to go back to Africa. You might say that, bitch, but we built this country and we're not going nowhere.
Well, if he can get away with it, then they will do it.
He cannot get away with it because they're gonna sue him. They're gonna sue him. And if that Palestinian man said that, I guarantee you he can lawyer up. And baby, if Luigi, who killed that other guy, healthcare man, can raise millions of dollars, I'm ready to give to this Palestinian man.
Luigi was begging people to stop writing him.
Did you see all them hoes lined up outside the fucking man? I know that hallway stank. Oh, I felt so bad for you, Luigi.
Dude, and he's not even. Is he gay?
I don't know, but
I guess he made a bunch of gay
that
porn.
hallway just looked like.
What hallway?
There was a picture of all these women. Looked like they've been staying in the courtroom overnight waiting on this man. It was the most ridiculous. It was like all these single chicks just wanting to get.
Did he ask people to stop writing him?
He's getting too much mail, and I forget exactly what he said, but it was basically like, you guys have to stop. I can't get any more mail. I can't take any more commissary money.
My cell is full with paper.
Yeah.
More than I can wipe my ass and read with.
They're gonna get him beat up.
I don't know.
All these women put money on his books, and all these niggas in jail. Like, man, you better come up off that shit.
All you got to do is spread that around. That's what I do.
Yeah, but so I mean, we're gonna see what.
That's my point.
So let me ask you something, Chris. You're not preparing for the apocalypse?
He's white. You don't have to.
No, it's if and when
he's the last line of defense.
I have been surrounded by the prepper mindset since 2009. Like, so much of what's going on my Pat Down feed reminds me of the Tea Party in 2010. Like, it's all over. Start buying food. Like, I don't know.
Buy gold now.
Yeah, buy gold now. Like, I just tend to have
silver's on the rise.
Like, Chris,
I'm gonna have 2 weeks of food in my house, but if shit really goes bad, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, you can't.
Said,
prep
I ain't
your
built
way
no shelter, baby. We dead.
You can't prep your way out of global economic collapse. Like, there's just.
You can get ready. You can get ready.
Get ready.
Have cash on hand.
Know your neighbors, because if you don't, they're coming in your house and they're stealing your shit. That's the bottom line.
That's it.
All the rich people already gonna have their bunker houses and all that shit.
Yeah.
They've already got their private security and their people's families is taken care of. After that, it's every man for himself. And if you don't know your neighbor and he don't got your back, that's your ass. That's why I say you should die in the first wave, because you don't want to be here when everything's trying to get put back together again. That's going to be the worst fucking time.
It's exactly right. What was that?
That's not the worst time, because there's going to be a bunch of job opportunities.
Not when those robots take over.
It ain't gonna be no robots. They're not gonna know how to start,
when
because
people start breaking into other people's houses, ain't nobody gonna be going to work.
No, but after they finish eating small people like you, and we get that.
You don't think they're coming after me? I'm well marbled.
They had to eat you one day with no refrigeration. You go back.
No, every libertarian has their escape.
No, nigga. Did you hear what he just said? You white after one day you spoiled.
What does that mean? You're full of salt and cured, or what?
No, nigga, you gonna be black. You know when y'all die, you turn into niggas. White people turn into what they hate, niggas.
Not all white people.
Y'all gray. Why y'all gray so, man?
They turn gray. If you leave them out 4 days,
scary.
We turn gray?
You ain't never seen a white person die?
No, I totally avoid anything like that.
You should go to the
You
funeral
never
home.
been to a funeral of a white person?
I never go to the open casket.
Y'all have Chris. Y'all
Man,
literally
that's
have
crazy.
2 hours to be buried. The funeral. Y'all, you know how black people be on layaway. They in the United States Constitution, whites are not allowed to layaway funeral. You gotta go right then and there. Or else when you show up and open the casket, it's gonna be a fat nigga that look like Chris.
My Uncle Charles had a white first wife, and when she died, man, she was pink. When I remember her, when she died, she was. Man, I ain't never seen nothing so gray in my whole life. She was the grayest white. Just her. Oh my, that shit was scary.
The last open casket I remember is like late 90s, one of my relatives, and I never got even close. It creeps me out too bad.
Man,
if Reagan has an open casket for me, I want you to shame her for me.
Chris,
like one of the X-Files.
Hey guys, his white auntie had only been dead for 2 days and she was already gray. So imagine
you were there when she died. She went like that. It wasn't no day. It was like a Capri Sun. Once you sucked, that shit was gone. That shit was gone.
She was flat.
She died right then and there.
This wasn't even why she was in the case.
Immediately.
So Chris, that's why in the Constitution there's only 72 hours to have a white funeral, because you don't want to open the casket and it's a white nigga laying there.
That shit was terrifying.
So
she dried up immediately.
What do black bodies look like then?
Not like
good.
They lighten up a little bit, but
so should I go to a black mortuary when I die?
Nigga, you ain't gonna have no chance, bro.
Too white is no help for you.
Ashed up.
You know, you should tell your wife to have white paint shot inside of you so you can white
extra, so when I can die, just
die hydrated, please.
Oh, no problem, buddy.
Because she was not hydrated, man. That shit was scary.
I don't think that's what it was, dear. The bitch had no melanie in her skin.
No melanonia. Melanonia sounds like a fictional place.
She didn't have none of this good blackness in her skin. That's why she turned gray.
She was the sweetest aunt, but man, when she died, that shit was scary.
Chris, just tell your wife to make sure in your will it's a white paint to be shot in you instead of embalming fluid, so you can stay white longer.
Okay. I think pink, like shoot me up with ham, right? Add some pink pigment back in.
She was about as pink as you, and
yeah,
that shit was gone.
I'm pretty pink, and this is
how
white.
long was those before her funeral?
Huh?
How long did y'all wait for a funeral?
She had 72 hours. Was the Constitution?
It wasn't long.
The unliving Constitution says that she had to go.
It wasn't long.
Get your ass out of here, County.
Do you think that should be in the Constitution? You have to bury the whites quick.
Yeah,
that's what Muslims do. They get and then
Andrew and Joe
48
Jackson
hours or something like that.
I had a friend who died I had a friend that died that didn't believe in chemicals. So she didn't want any chemicals in her body. Right. And so she wanted them to wrap her in white sheets and drop her in the ground real quick. And so
that won't raise any suspicions. Okay, yeah, no, I'll be
where are they digging this hole for the?
Well, have you ever seen the tree caskets? So you can be buried in a tree.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah,
but this is just no chemicals. Like what?
Take me out.
She didn't want any chemicals in her body, and which was weird because she died of cancer. So she didn't want any chemicals, and I didn't like. But that body is no more. You know, who gives a fuck if they ain't buying the body? That person said they wanted to get back to God quicker, but not the body.
I think we need to have our mortuarian.
Mortician?
Yeah, that. Maybe she can tell us, why did we put the chemicals in to begin with? Why not just, why?
Because the body would stink. They can't advertise the body if it smelled like ass. So they put the embalming fluid in there to keep the odor down. When my mama died, she had so many shots and IVs in her arm, she was leaking. They had a plastic bag around her arm.
You imagine that nigga when he first put it in? Oh
And
shit!
it was like a
Hey, go give me a bag.
the opening scene of Married with Children.
It was just coming out like a little sprinkler.
Oh,
So they put a plastic bag around her arm.
You were there when she was getting embalmed?
No, when I got to the funeral, I said, "Why she got plastic around her arm? What happened?" And they said the embalming fluid was leaking out.
oh my gosh. Well, hey, do you want to take some phone calls? We got 3 calls to take.
Okay, let me say this before. And when you got big titties like me, they stick a rod from one titty to the other one and take it all the way across so your titty is set up right in your bra.
Oh, that's thoughtful. I was just letting it hang there.
I mean, why?
So your titties are not flattened all over the place. They, wherever they bombing them at, they get hard and they can't move.
Even in death, your titties can't rest.
Well,
They always got to
like,
be at work.
If you go rigor mortis style and your titties in your face, then they got to, put it back down. And
they got to break it. They got to break your titty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Guess we couldn't have an open casket with titty on your dead face. You gonna put a hat on it? What?
At least she went the way I loved her.
All right, let's listen to these fucking phone calls before you
remember
her
her with
raw
the
titties.
All right. So you can leave us a voicemail on SpeakPipe. The link is in the show notes or description of the podcast. So here's our first question.
Hi, Miss Pat. I'm reaching out because I am living in New York. I've been working in my career for the past, I want to say 10 years at this point. And I just feel like this can't be it. I don't know if I have a passion or something else that I could fall back on or something else that I could do, but I just feel stuck in it. And being in New York, one of the most expensive cities in the United States, I just feel like I can't just up and leave this job. But I just don't even know where to begin in like finding myself, finding the things I love, figuring out hobbies without essentially having to invest a whole bunch of money. Because my bills are crazy because I live in New York. So any advice on how you really understood, you were a comedian, that you wanted to go fully in on that career and you really wanted to take a risk on yourself because look where it's gotten you today. I appreciate it in advance.
Well, I've got advice.
She didn't ask you, nigga. Let her talk.
All right.
You go, Chris. I'll follow.
All right. You sound young, pretty, female. Like, what you need to do is say that you're on a movie set and you got canceled for being anti-woke, and then go on Tucker Carlson's show and start talking about how you're anti-woke, and then the right wing will adopt you and you'll have a whole new career. Like Casey Anthony just fucked up because Casey Anthony chose the left. And what she should have done is said she was a victim of cancel culture and got on old boy's podcast with the mullet. What's his show? Theo Vaughn, and said, yeah, the Jews were the problem, and Casey Anthony would be beloved today. So, ma'am, go right wing. So when you're out of options in Hollywood, that's what you do.
Well, she's in New York, and right wing will get you a lot of money because they love when you black and you woke against the blackness. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to find an answer for that. I mean, I understand. A lot of times when we have when hobbies don't pay in the beginning, a lot of times they don't. But you gotta really take time to just tap into yourself and find out what you like. Because if you feeling like you're not gonna be able to stay in this job, your inner spirit is telling you, bitch, this is not our all. And that's what's keep pushing you to say, this is not where I'm gonna be in 10 years or 5 years. So you gotta really tap into yourself and find what you like. Cause it's nothing like making money off of your talent or doing something that you enjoy. It never feels like work. And you know that. But what's holding you back is you got bills. And so you kind of scared, but it's nothing wrong with
get rid of your bills. Downsize. There's nothing wrong with being happy with less shit.
Why does she feel like she's out of options? Like if an actress doesn't work out, I can't be anything
Did she
else.
say she was an actress?
I thought so.
I didn't.
I don't think she was an actress.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood.
But I would just say, kind of tap into what you like. And don't worry about the money. You can still go to work and do what you got to do. If you're serious about tapping into what you like and finding, another hobby or whatever that can get you out of this situation, you would do both. I literally sold hot dogs at the Dome, left the Falcon football games every Sunday, and fucking went and got on stage at open mic. Dog ass tired, got up the next day and got 6 or 7 kids ready for school. So you can do it. You just got to find out what you like and tap into it. I don't know if you braid hair, if you paint pictures, whatever it is, there's a talent there. And your inner self is burning to let you know that where you at today is not where your soul is telling you, bitch, this ain't where we gonna be at. We can't stay here. Cause my soul have told me that shit all the time, and I just quit. You know what? Fuck you, Target. I quit. Fuck you, Walmart. I'm tired of stealing. And I walk out the door with something I stole. So
there's
I would
so
say,
many stories of people who like made it after 40, like Gene Hackman, or I just saw this thing like who's the famous architect? Frank Lloyd Wright. Most of his most successful designs came from 80 to 92. Like, I don't know. If you got a dream, don't give up on it.
yeah,
Doing
find out
what
what
makes
you
you
like.
happy will
No,
always make you happy. Like everything else doesn't. Like you won't even care if you do stuff that you like and don't do any of the things you don't like. Your life will be so much better.
Yeah.
Like if something bothers you, just get rid of it. It doesn't have to. If like I understand, like there are certain things that you have to put up with, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like for the majority, like as far as getting up every day and going to work, like you can find. If you're good at something, you can make money from it. Point blank, period.
Yeah, and what I think her question was, she's stuck in a job and she really don't know what she want to do and how does she just do it? Just do it. Just do both until you eventually get rid of the one that you're not happy with. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Next call. And we
All
love you. Thank you for calling in.
All right, here we go.
Hello, Miss Pat, Chris, and Dion. Love you guys. Welcome to Ivana. I appreciate this podcast so much. You do so much for us. So, Pat, I loved your holiday message about getting rid of your family and friends. And I want to know about boundaries. They're just, people talk about it so much, but they don't like boots on the ground. They don't give real advice. And I want to know, like, how do you actually do that? So, do you keep your distance? Do you actually sit the person down and say, I don't fuck with you? Do you, and I've tried this, you loan them money, they can't pay back, but then they're raggedy. So then they borrow from somebody else to pay you back to get in your graces again. Would you just be Miss Pat and travel so much that they can't find you? I hope everybody can input, and we appreciate the hell out of you guys. Dion, you ain't shit. Okay, I just re-listened to an episode, Up and Down Syndrome, nigga, you ain't shit. And Pat, please make sure, I know, I probably have no control over it, but Miss Pat's show is not available in Canada. We want it. We want it. And,
boycott it.
You've turned us into get up, get out, and get something type of people. So, yeah. But there should be legal ways to watch the show. I love you guys. Bye now.
Honestly, the way I deal with my people, and I just say no. And you have to learn how to say no, because the more you hide and you can't take up for yourself, the more they'll run over you. For instance, my sister smoked crack, and my sister is very sick right now. And I do think about my sister passing, and my last word to her was no. But I also have a family, and I know once you start giving these people, when you allow people to come into your space and interrupt your space, they're going to continue to interrupt your space until they have all of your motherfucking space. And I'm 53 years old in April. You're not interrupting my space anymore. And I give you an example. My sister was called me one time to Uber her some food, and I did it. Right. And I said, well, I'm only going to enter you. I'm going to Uber you some Church's chicken and a water. But I knew she had these other 2 crackheads there that she was trying to feed. So now my sister would not stop asking me for $45. It's always $45. I need $45 to pay my room, my rent at the hotel. And I said, look, May Pop, I'm not gonna give you shit. I said, now go somewhere and get your black ass in a rehab because I have your grandkids and I'm not gonna support your habit. Well, you know my husband died, I ain't got nobody. And I said, I need you to remember you don't have me either.
Damn.
I don't know why the fuck you keep calling.
I was literally about to say,
God.
and that's the most loving thing you could say to her until you said that very last sentence.
God damn.
But you know, like, giving her $45 is.
I heard the
once you do it, that $45 is gonna lead to another $45. They're never gonna stop.
And you were helping her kill herself.
Yeah, and she's already killing herself. She get a Social Security check every month. She smoke crack. It ain't. I'm living in my car. I'm homeless. I said, well, tell me more. Tell me more, because I'm not falling for this shit. You killed your husband, and don't think because your husband is dead, you about to start robbing my pockets. No, bitch. No. And I have no problem saying I have a family, I have a retired husband, and you niggas ain't coming up here fucking up what I done fucking worked 20 years to get. You got to learn how to tell people what's on your fucking mind. Why are you going to walk away with shit you could have said to that person to let them know where the fuck you stand at? I tell this all the time, a closed mouth don't get fed. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. You can't. Not when you invading my space. Not when you interrupting my life. I'm not going to give a crackhead no fucking money. I don't mind helping anybody that want to help themselves. But I already know the type of family that I have. When they ask you for something and you loan them money, they're not going to pay your fucking money back. I'm not the one, other two. Fuck you. You got on crack. We came out of the same pussy, the same set of nuts, and we made different choices. Now, I don't know if you was on the left nut or the right nut, but evidently you didn't follow the nut that I came out of. So fuck you. So no, you don't let your family member, them should be the first motherfuckers you call out. Because they're the ones that just spent the most time with you. No, I will not give you anything. And you should look them in the face and tell them when they're wrong. And I do. My brother, I'd say this all the time. You can't help us out? No, I'm not your father. I'm leaving like he did.
On the porch again.
When people think people have money or people think you got something to give, they would take it all from you. And when you ain't got shit, who you gonna go to?
That's upper room.
Pretty much that's where you're gonna go, to upper fucking room.
Yeah, I think people, it's like that last call. If you're in an industry or if you're in a family, like people make their expectations so direct that sometimes people feel like they have to follow those expectations. You can listen to other people's expectations for you, take that in, evaluate it, and then make a choice. But you don't have to be codependent and go, oh, my dad said I need to do this, or my mom said I need to do this, or my sister said I need, or my boss said, like, you have free agency and to the ability to say, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. Hey, mom, stop coming over unannounced. And if you do it, I'm just not going to open the door. Like, I think, yeah.
Don't let people invade your space. Don't let people take your money. Do not be afraid to ask people, give me my motherfucking money back. And let me say this, as a black woman with a GED, do not be scared to go to that courthouse and sue that nigga for $50. Let me tell you what I just did.
Uh-oh.
So I had a concrete guy around here that fucked up my concrete. $9,000. I said, now, I had to pay somebody else a large amount of money to come fix his fuck up around my pool. And I said, I'm going to sue you on principle. Now, you a black man, and I hate to sue you, but I'm going to let you know not to fuck with me. I went to court, and the judge said, well, you didn't bring anybody here who's a professional who can say that he fucked it up. Now, the judge said, from what I can see, he fucked it up. It don't look good. He said, but I can transfer this to the to a bigger court, or I can give you $1,000 today. And y'all settles it. I said, Your Honor, this nigga, and I said it just like that, ain't got no money. I said, the person I'm told costs way more than the little money that I'm suing for. I said, give me the $1,000. And he apologized so many times. But I said, it's not that I needed the $9,000 back that you fucked up. It was the principle of you not answering the fucking phone and trying to fix it. If I had the time to waste, I'd have tucked you to the bigger court. But I knew you didn't have the money. The nigga took him 3 days to scram up the $1,000. Don't go back to the courthouse. I said, well, bring me my motherfucking money.
I would have loved to see you in front of Clarence Thomas, though.
Jungle Boogie.
Your motherfucking honor.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm not the one. I mean, do not be scared. Fuck you. And when I have problems around my house, I call the contractor back. You're gonna fix my shit, or else we're going to court. Because for some reason, white people show me how to sue. Ooh, suing is better than shooting a nigga. Y'all should try. Next caller, please.
Here we go with suing or a shooting. A suing or a shooting.
Oh man, that's funny.
Both of them start with an S. Choose your S wisely.
All right, here we go.
Hello, Miss Pat. Chris Dion, longtime fan since way before. First things first, I want to let you know you all helped me make it through the pandemic without jumping out a window, especially after losing everything. Being able to have you as an outlet, or I guess an inlet for more fun and laughter, was a very, 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 very welcome addition to my life at the time. And as a thank you, what I would like to do is I am coming to the party in Atlanta. And as a thank you, since, I mean, what do you give to someone who has as much as you have? I would like to bless another one or two, actually, two other crack babies through you by getting tickets for the whole weekend for two more crack babies. So please let me know how to do that. Chris, I inboxed you. You'll be able to find me to get to get my information, and we can go ahead and set it up and get two other crack babies who can afford it the opportunity to come see you guys in person. Thank you.
That's so fucking nice.
It's so nice. And
This is why I keep doing this podcast.
Yeah.
That is just awesome. Chris, you got his information?
I'll find it. Yeah. I don't
get
know.
his information, get it over to Jazz so I can get two people. If you listen to this podcast and you can't afford to come, this gentleman who just called in, who's a crack baby like all of y'all, and us, is offering to pay for 2 tickets for somebody. I think he's just gonna buy the tickets. You know, if you just got to get yourself here, and I promise you, it would be an experience that you never forget. The party is the week of October the 14th, so make sure you go to MissPatComedy.com and get your tickets, because I need to sell these fucking tickets so I can see how big I'm gonna make this fucking party. I've already started with it, and it's gonna be beautiful. The theme this year is
easy. We're here to see you. That's what we're there to see you, Pat. Just don't go crazy now.
I'm always gonna go crazy.
You had 3 large televisions. It was unbelievable.
I had those built.
So upside down dances.
Bring those back.
Yeah.
Go crazy with that.
They were swirling on the twirlers.
No, I think like that. This podcast got me through COVID because it was the only place I went and was allowed to go. But like that sentiment, like you don't have to ever get us anything, because just that sentiment, knowing that you've been a part of something that means that much to people, is just,
I think it's just so
awesome.
Much fun to hang out with y'all two and talk about whatever it is we want to talk about. It's just, to me, it doesn't get much better. And the fact that so many people enjoy it is awesome. And for him to want to share that with 2 people he doesn't know, I think is, just a testament to the family that you talk about building, Pat, you know.
Yeah, and this is my family, and that's why I keep doing what I do. I really look at I go to that group. A lot of times I don't talk in it, but I just look and see what the people are saying, because it's like I'm visiting my family, or I'm peeking through their window and they don't even know I'm there. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We've been around 5-6 years now.
6
years now, and I just want to thank each and every one of y'all. And every time I click on this podcast, it's never for me. It's always for the people who call in and say the things that gentleman just said. And, just y'all just keeping it going for us and keep telling people about it. I don't want to be number one on Spotify, but we do want to be noticed. And make sure you join the Patreon, because honestly, that's how I paid Chris and Dion. We don't put much there, which we're gonna start again. I'm working on some things, and I just want to say thank you. Join the Patreon and, come to the party. It's the week of October 14th. Go to MissPatComedy.com and get your tickets. Also, I'm in Biloxi this weekend. So it's a few tickets left in Biloxi. And I'm coming to Cincinnati. I'm coming to Cleveland. I'm coming to quite a few places. So go to MissPatComedy.com. As soon as I wrap the Miss Pat show, I am back on tour. So come on and laugh with me. And I cannot wait to see each and every one of y'all for the party, because it's going to be a party. Do not worry about hotel information. I will have that taken care of. I'll be telling y'all in about a month or so. I always try to get the hotel pretty close to the venue. And then, I do have transportation from the hotel to the venue to make sure no matter how drunk you get or whatever the fuck happened, you're going to get back to
drivers. The coolest. You got the coolest drivers.
Yes.
It's like a summer camp. We were in an Airbnb the first year, and then last year we were in the hotel, and it was fun because it was like a summer camp, and everybody was seeing people that they saw last year. It's really fun atmosphere.
That's a great analogy. Yeah. It is like summer camp.
Well, come spend your midwinter in October here with Miss Pat, and let's get these tickets sold, y'all, so we can have a hell of a good time. And I appreciate y'all.
And Frank, send me another inbox, because I don't remember seeing your message. So shoot me another message on Instagram or Facebook, please.
Yeah, and Ivana, if you hear that, you can go back and listen, and maybe we can get his name and find him. And thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of The Pat Down.